Alright, ladies and gentlemen, RB Shield here for SP Airsoft. After a long hiatus, I am back to do airsoft reviews, and as you can see in front of you, this review is on the ASG Skorpion CZ61. It's an electric airsoft pistol. It's the first ever electric airsoft pistol I've ever owned, so it's going to be an interesting review. So let's first do as we always do, which is a breakdown of the gun. Parts, metal versus plastic. Right, so the main body of the gun, there's an upper and lower receiver. They are all hardened ABS plastic. There is a rail that comes with the gun, that is again hardened plastic, and the grip is hardened plastic. That being said, still not light because there is a lot of metal components, so let's break them down. You've got the stock, fully foldable and removable, I'll show you that in a minute. You've got the outer barrel and inner barrel, both metal. Front and rear sights, both metal. Cocking handle, it's got two of these wee metal nubs on either side, and a ejection port, which is metal. Your mag release and body pin are metal as well, along with your trigger guard, fire select switch, and of course your bottom base plate which holds in your battery. Those are all metal, and just give you that. Full stock, which of course is hardly really necessary on an electric pistol, but it's nice to know that it works and it's there. There is of course two barrels that come with this gun. I've switched to the one with the threaded adapter because I use a B&T tracer unit on this for indoor games and night games. It's actually really fun. There is a slight issue before I continue with the pros and cons of the gun. The barrel extension that comes with the gun, if you're wanting to put a suppressor on it, you're going to have to make a slight modification. The barrel extension is designed for a 13mm clockwise thread designed for the Skorpion suppressor unit. Now, you can get them, but they are expensive. So, because both sides of this barrel extension have threads on them, one's a 13mm thread and the other's a 14mm thread, which 14mm anti-clockwise is pretty much standard for any barrel suppression or suppressor or tracer unit or whatever the hell you want to put on the end of it, or another flash hider or whatever. So that 14mm is supposed to screw into the gun, and then you're supposed to put 13mm Skorpion suppressor on it. If you want to actually use any suppressor unit, what I did is I put a small amount of electrical tape, black electrical tape, around the 13mm thread and screwed it into the gun. It works. It creates just that extra bit, that extra mil of space that is required for the gun to lock onto the smaller thread, and that gives you the 14mm thread free for any suppressors that you want to put on it. So, right, let's do pros and cons of the gun. Pros being weight, I think, because it is a small gun, but it does have a nice weight to it. It's not flimsy, it doesn't creak, doesn't make any stupid weird rattles. So it's a nice size as well, so it's a bit bigger than your standard pistol, so it's an interesting sidearm to have. They're kind of rare, you don't see a lot of them in airsoft games this much anymore. But I bought it primarily as a winter sidearm because gas guns in the cold weather lose a lot of performance. This doesn't. Another pro, of course, are the magazines. Now they're dirt cheap, they're about £6 each. They're 100 rounds. They've got the fill door right at the front there, so that actually clips into the gun, like so. So there is no risk of your beebs getting, you know, like the door getting knocked and beebs coming out, like if you've got them double stacked like I do, because I usually double stack mags like on my AK, and occasionally because the door's there, you'll knock it, beebs will come pissing out, you're going to have a bad time. But magazines are 100 rounds, winding wheel, simple done. You can outlast a lot of pistols with those mags. Next pro, adjustable hop up, which I'm not sure you'll be able to see in this light, but there's a hop wheel in there, which allows you to get an extra, I'd say, 10 feet out of the gun. So it gives you an extra range. The range on the gun is actually another pro. It's about, I'd say about 15, 20 meters with an extra maybe 5 meters out of the hop. So I mean, it's not long range. It's not an amazing gun, but you will get some decent range out of it if you fit it with a hop. Now we'll just move on to the cons real quick, because there isn't really that many more pros I can say without having to experience the gun itself. It's compact, it does the job. So cons. Cons are, of course, battery sizes. And this is pretty much going to be the only con I can come up with for this gun. It's a nice little gun, nice little piece of kit, I'm glad I bought it. But it runs on 7.2 500 milliamp batteries. Now, all the cons are going to be about these batteries. They're not bad batteries. They work, they charge, they last for a good few hours. You can't really bitch about that. The problem is the availability of these batteries in the UK marketplace. Now, if you're lucky, Airsoft World occasionally has them in stock for about a tenner each. If you're lucky. If not, you're going to have to go through somewhere like Wolf Armories, which charge you like 20 bucks a pop for these, and it's fucking ridiculous. They're not really worth it. The charge gets kind of garbage as well. But the batteries, again, because they're limited to 7.2, the fire rate of the gun is not phenomenal. It could be better. I mean, I have seen modifications for these where people have, you know, put in lipos, but that requires soldering and melting away some of the internal plastic, and I'm shit at that sort of stuff, so I wouldn't do it. So I just ended up buying a bunch more of these batteries. That's pretty much it, and I'll just give you a quick sample of the fire rate with the battery. This battery hasn't actually been used since I last used the gun, but they simply clip in. You don't have to like worry about connectors getting caught or anything like that. But on single shot, that's more than adequate for a pistol. And if you're in a tight spot, that's your full auto. It could be a little bit faster, but I can't say it's horrible, because it does the job. There will be a slight echo in here, I apologise for that, it's because of the size of my room. There is a battery release. You just pull that little tab and your battery comes out with it, so no worry about getting your battery jammed. But that's it, that's my review of this gun. As I said, I battle test all my guns before bringing you guys a review, because I don't like to do an unboxing and go, oh look, the gun looks shiny, oh it looks pretty, it's got that new gun smell, it sounds good. I prefer to actually take these onto site to test them in a skirmish. That way the information I can relate to you guys is based on performance in an actual battle. You know, this is a great little CQB gun if you have an indoor field or you have a close quarters combat field. Perfect little sidearm to have, especially with, say, with adding a few extra features to it, such as a foregrip or a tracer unit. Fucking amazing. As a little sidearm, I can't fault it. It's a great little gun, especially for winter. I mean, there is other electric pistols out there, like the SEMA, Glock, the Desert Eagle I've seen a couple times, and the Sig Sauer. They're all decent, but this is the only one that will outstrip them, in my opinion. They have smaller batteries, they're a bit finicky, and they feel very toy-like, the electric pistols. This is heavy, it's bigger, and it's more along the lines of a submachine gun. So, I mean, you could actually use that as your main if you really want to do, but only recommended for a CQB site. If you have a long or a big woodland type field, maybe not the best thing to fall back on, but as a sniper backup or as a general pistol, because the semi-auto on it works amazingly. So that's it. That's my review of the AASG. Decided I'm going to start adding marks out of 10 to these reviews. So I would say marks out of 10 for this one from SP Airsoft would be an 8 out of 10. There is a few improvements that I could recommend for the gun, i.e. bigger batteries or an increased voltage to increase the fire rate. But all in all, it does the job. It does what it says in its tin. It does not feel flimsy, does not feel shit. feels like a good weighty gun, and the performance in it on the day that I used it didn't fail me all day using just one of these batteries, and I managed to crack up about 8 kills using it. Confirmed. There was a couple I didn't know about, but 8 confirmed in a close quarters match. So, that's it. I hope you guys stay tuned for future reviews. I will continue to get back into the swing of things and post more videos. So, from SP Airsoft, peace out, guys.